First at 11, starting December 31st, eggs sold in Michigan must come from cage-free facilities. This amendment to the Animal Industry Act was passed in 2019, but that was before inflation, avian flu outbreaks, and the price of eggs being part of a presidential campaign. We know of 3 confirmed cases of measles, all in Metro Detroit. 2 of them are associated with international travel, according to those health authorities. Antrim County Clerk Cheryl Guy says 2020 was supposed to be her last election. She was hoping to retire after another term, completing around 45 years of civil service. The bridge will start rising at 11:50 p.m. with the hope that it's back down by, let's call it, midnight-ish. I spoke with the campaign, and they said they are feeling good. They called every phone number they had and knocked on every door. These types of meet and greets are a campaign staple, but there was no announcement for this one at all. Despite earlier reports, we only knew for a fact that Governor Walz was coming here to Harbor Springs thanks to the Emmett County Democrats, who say they picked him up yesterday from Pellston Airport. It's a school bus driver's worst nightmare. Cars breaking the law and endangering kids by speeding past buses, picking up and dropping off students. It's a great way to see the process play out for the first time ever since voters approved early voting back in 2022. The Grand Traverse County Sheriff says the operation happened Wednesday and Thursday and that there were 3 people arrested. I spoke to County Commission Chair Rob Henschel, who confirmed that Vice Chair Brad Jewett was one of them. Live in downtown Harbor Springs, live in Charlevoix, live in Sault Ste. Marie, in Antrim County, in Sheboygan. Daniel Zivian, I'm Daniel Zivian reporting. With an event so dedicated to American autos, it's hard to believe the Bandit Run 17 years in hadn't been to Michigan.
The scenery here and the beautiful waterways and things like that, just, you know, there's just some sights that you just don't get to see. Where I'm from Texas, so, you know, we have lakes and ponds and stuff like that, but, you know, we're kind of landlocked a little bit except for the southern coast. So seeing all that nice blue open water was really refreshing today.
It was also the first time for most of these travelers on northern Michigan roads, like the famous Tunnel of Trees. Now, you might think that an influx of 100-odd Trans Ams cruising up a 1-lane road like the Tunnel of Trees would cause a disturbance. I spoke to a motorcyclist waiting for the show at the Trillium Woods coffee shop. He says cruisers by bike and by car are part of the fabric here.
There's a lot of people who are proud of their motors, for sure. So, like, a lot of people that come up from the Detroit area, a lot of people who've ridden for years and years, and I think the Trans Ams might be on the way. It's just not very populated, so it almost feels like you could have an entire highway to yourself.
Hershey says the run has ballooned from its close-knit beginnings to a worldwide presence.
We even have a Swedish Bandit Run club and a German Bandit Run club. It's just kind of taken off.
And after a long day's drive from Holland, that community settled in for their favorite movie at the Sheboygan Opera House.
And it's not just about the cars. Cars are great. The movie's great, but it's about the people all sharing kind of a common passion and interest for the movie, and that's what makes it real special.
In Sheboygan, Daniel Zivian, UpNorthLive News. I'm at the Great Lakes Maritime Heritage Center in Alpena, and this museum is designed to simulate what it would be like to be on a sinking ship. But I'm about to go out on Lake Huron with some 3rd graders to see a real-life shipwreck. The Thunder Bay National Marine Sanctuary stretches from Alcona to Sheboygan County. 4,300 square miles, and they still haven't found all 200 reported shipwrecks.
We have a fabulous scholarship grant opportunity for our 3rd grade Get Into Your Sanctuary program, which highlights every 3rd grader in the Alpena Public School District and several other schools in the county. We're getting them near, in, on, and under the water if possible to experience the sanctuary in as many ways as we can.
The cold, fresh water of the Great Lakes preserves shipwrecks right where they are, allowing for groundbreaking research and creating memories to last a lifetime.
I felt amazing and a little heartbroken.
Heartbroken? Why?
Because to see how many ships have gone down just because of the natural causes. It was scary because the last shipwreck that I seen looked really, really close. I learned on when the shipwrecks went down and how many years they've been down there.
Off the boat, the museum and its artifacts tell the story of those who lived and died at sea.
We give the community something that is free and engaging to constantly be teaching them about what is going on in the sanctuary. So we have shipwreck research that's been done previously, and then our active shipwreck research and scientific research is being incorporated into our exhibits as well.
Researchers have found ships on both sides of the border in recent years. So keep an eye on the lake bed. You might just discover another wreck. In Alpena, Daniel Zivian, UpNorthLive News. Any canoe trip on Burt Lake is a historic reenactment for Curtis Chambers.
I'm trying to think of one in French. But
On the shores, his Native American ancestors heard Bishop Baraga preach in their own language.
I danced in the morning when the world was begun, and I...
Only just ordained as a deacon, Chambers has long been honoring Baraga on his own time.
Every February for the last 12 years now, I've snowshoed different routes in different areas that Baraga wrote about in his diaries. As I got to know more and more about this man, I just wanted to see what kind of hardships that he faced. And these are incredible hardships. You're alone for days at a time in the wilderness. I canoed the inland waterway and started in Odin and went all the way through to Sheboygan. That's about 42 miles. Took me a couple of days.
The Bishop Baraga Association's annual Baraga Days are being held in Gaylord this year. It attracts pilgrims from across the country and even from Baraga's native Slovenia.
Not only do we pray and have 2 masses, but we also will have a presentation where people can learn more about Bishop Baraga's works. And we also have many sites where Bishop Baraga was a missionary at for people to come see them and tour them. And we encourage everyone to come join us and learn more about Bishop Baraga and to pray for his canonization.
Baraga was declared venerable in 2012, the first step in becoming a saint. But Chambers says, in his view, approval from the Vatican would just be a formality.
I don't think he should be a saint. I know that he already is a saint. He led a life worthy of emulation. It was something that we want to follow just because of the person that he was. He was just, for lack of a better term, just a really good person.
In Sheboygan County, Daniel Zivian,
At Bethlehem I had my birth.
UpNorthLive News.
I am the Lord.